Good morning. Hello, everybody. Whew. Yes, I'm here. I'm here. I've been going live all week and haven't said a live, haven't did anything. So this morning I said, you know what? Let me do this. I've been watching a lot of the Athena Strand. Well, this has been a month of the penalty phase. We might as well just have a damn trial as far as I'm concerned. This is ridiculous. Hi, Black Cat Music. I'm so sorry to hear about your mother, and my prayers are going out to you. And I haven't seen any new videos on your son overseas because I know you were putting those up. Good morning. Marty, good morning. Marty, I called you week before last, as a matter of fact. Good morning, sassy nerd girl. Nice to see you. Snuggle Bunny, Wisco Gal, Sarah Mother. I'm sorry, just Sarah motherfucking Z. Good morning. Mod 148. Good morning, sweetie. Um, I think I got hi Simply Sophie. I Simply Sophie. I was looking to see if I missed any of your lives. You have not been going live. Um, I when I listened to KK the other morning, I heard that our selfie is going live today, so I need to go to her channel and to set a reminder if she has her live set up already. Um, Rainbow, good morning. Good morning. And I know Ann is driving, so she's going to be listening. She sent me that message. Good morning, sweets and beyond. How are you? Do I have, girl, it's not a cold, it's sinuses. And I'm like this first thing in the morning. And then by 11:30, 12 o'clock, everything clears up. But I am dry. Hi, Gwen. I don't have a cold. Good morning, Ghostface. Don't have a cold. Not at all. Um, no, I haven't. You know what? And I passed by Starbucks going to Costco the other day, two different Starbucks. And I'm gonna have to try it. I promise you I'm gonna try it. Good morning, Louisiana High Ride. Good morning. Louisiana High. My question to you, I'm glad you're here. Is the Blocky Boys your channel? Because I had a notification and I was listening to some of it this morning, and what I heard was quite funny, in a way. Well, not funny. Well, I kind of laughed about it because she's always complaining about stuff. But that Jen porn bomb deadly, is that correct? I didn't finish listening to the whole live, but let me tell you, Louisiana, I like your lives, especially when you do Candace Owens. I like coming into your chat, but I refuse to be in a chat where Jen Bailey is celebrated. Period. I just won't do it. Um, Sophie, I tried the coffee drink. Oh my God, Rainbow! I'm gonna have to do it now. I'm gonna have to go out. Good morning, make love, not war. I called you back. Um, Good morning, sweet potato. Oh, she did. Okay, I thought it was like a joke or something. Like, oh, I know we're technically on different sides or whatever, but I still like and watch. See, I don't like that side shit. I really don't like that side shit because I don't I don't do the side shit. I like who I like and that's it. Period. And if the people that I like have issues with other people, that's no problem. That's none of my concern. Boomer babe, good morning. She did porn bomb him. Hi Bliss. Good morning. Oh my God. See, yeah, I don't do that because I like people. Period. I like people for who they are. Until they do something personally to me or something that I can't stomach or be around, I step away from it. Period. Um, hi Sassy Susie, how is your knee doing, sweetie? I know you were in recovery, and I didn't know that till I went on TikTok, which I haven't been on TikTok in a while because everybody is covering Jordan Paul. They're covering Gabby. I don't need to go on TikTok, but I hear that there is a new one out there now, and I'm gonna have to go check that out. Wait, Jen, yes. Yes, and then, I skipped a little bit forward and they were playing, and then she said that she thought it was an elephant. Get it the fuck out of here. Then I heard, well, I didn't hear it. She said that it was AC's fault because he was making fun of Brenda. Girl, you did that. Nobody made you do that. And Detley's supposed to be her friend. Shit is crazy. Oh, you're gonna have another knee surgery. Oh, Sassy. Oh, oh God. Detley's supposed to be her friend. You know, the one where she's never gonna go over there again, but she seems to be always over there and talking all kind of buku cat shit. So if somebody does the same to her, which I don't know if they can or not, uh, everybody then she's gonna play the victim. I can't stand that fucking piece of trash. I just can't stand her. Let's see. I can't stand her. Period. And I feel so stupid for giving her another chance. I'm mad at my damn self. But it's just ridiculous. But I tagged you in something, Louisiana Higher Right, as far as Candace Owens is concerned, and the shit with Kirk. I can't stand that woman either. She is. I wouldn't be surprised if she had something to do with her husband's death. I really wouldn't. Hi, whatever with K. Yo, how you doing? But everybody has been discussing the David D4VD case, David Burke. I was caught up into that this week, along with the Athena Strand, well, with Tanner's trial of him killing. Oh, you've been watching? Oh, good. Yeah, she said she thought it was an elephant. She's doing good. Matter of fact, she's getting ready to travel. She's been working a lot. As she says, she's living her best life. She's around. She's listening. You may not just see her in chat, but she's around. Yes, I saw that, Bliss. I saw that. But I also saw where he fell asleep during a news conference. I'm just like, whoo, my goodness. I don't think anybody over the age of, well, I'm going to say 70 should be in office. 70 shouldn't be in office. Strand case is the most. Girl, they put up his speech therapist when he was. Okay, my brother had a speech therapist for 2 summers because he couldn't pronounce certain words and he stuttered a lot. My brother didn't go off and kidnap somebody, took off all their clothes, murder her, then say that some man held him, pulled a rifle on him and told him to go get it. Then I saw the video of when um, he was going down the road and the lady said everything was blocked because there had been a kidnapping, and he tried to act like he was so shocked when you knew what you did to that little girl. I don't understand what his speech therapist has to do with him killing Athena. That had nothing to do with the case. Who cares if his mother was there and if she disrupted his daily routine? I guess they were trying to show that he needed structure. And any type of change, caused him to be upset or threw him out of his element, that still doesn't give you the right to kidnap that little girl, murder her, strangle, try to snap her neck, but that didn't work. So you strangled her. You put your foot on her face. The tread marks that were on her face and on her head was his shoes. It's disgusting. And then you warn about your child growing up without his father. Are you fucking kidding me? So we're, what is it? It's been a month, right? Yes, he stomped her. I don't think he should be sentenced to life. He needs the death penalty. I strongly believe he needs the death penalty. Hi, Charlie D. Good morning. So, your autism caused you to K this 7-year-old child. Get the fuck out of here. When we have heard from witnesses, which I told you guys about before they even took the stand, of him raping two other young girls. But he didn't grape her. But there was semen all over the place. But there was no penetration to her anally, or vaginally. Her hymen was still intact. But she had abrasions all in her mouth. So were you getting her to suck on you? Good morning, Pain. Hi, Carol. His defense team is trying to say that he's not going to be a threat to society. Get the fuck out of here. So we're going to hear from I think his brother and his grandmother next week. I don't want to hear from any more of your family members. I don't want to hear from anybody. We heard from the neuroscientist how there was irregularities in his brain. I don't care. You kidnapped and murdered a 7-year-old girl. You were looking to kidnap another child. And the fact that he knew that there was a father in the home, because according to him, he hit her with his truck. But he was scared that she was going to tell her dad that she hit him. Okay, she wasn't dead. If you actually hit her, she seems to be fine when she was in the van talking to you. Then your second personality or your other personality, zero, made you do it. But then some old man held a gun on you and made you go get that little girl. But you didn't go to the police because he had taken your ID. Kind of funny because the police had it. You had your ID, so I guess when you brought in the little girl, he gave it back to you and let you go. Lord, I should have kept going to. Oh, I should have kept going to law school. He stalked her. Exactly, Mari. He stalked her. But his brain scan showed abnormalities. Who gives a shit? Everybody's brain's probably going to have some kind of abnormalities. I'm sorry. I'm going to get them to scan my damn brain. Jesus. Her dad was on the stand, Louisiana High Ride, for, I'm going to say, maybe 20 minutes. And, he's got the long beard. He looks like ZZ Top, the bald. Well, they don't have bald, but he has a bald head, a long beard where you can see that it's well groomed. He likes to go hunting, and you're thinking he's going to be this big burly guy with the deep. He is so soft spoken. It's not even, he is soft spoken. Because of his daughter's death, he started drinking. He lost his marriage. Thank you, Carol. Nobody gives a fuck about his brain. It was, it was the fact that he didn't raise his voice, the fact that he what the after effects did to him and his family. Nope. Oh my God. Damn, Sassy. I think if you commit a murder, it'll be okay. 100 different stories that contradicted each other for the doctors and lawyer to defend that. Yeah. You know, as they said that everyone is entitled to well, is entitled to an attorney and they're innocent until proven guilty. Bitch, you are guilty. You are guilty. In this case, the death penalty will suffice. I don't want to, it costs us, well, it costs more to put them to death. I did that paper in college, than what it does to house them for life. Because you have to get extra guards. The stuff that's used to put them to death, like the medicines and all that stuff is really expensive. And if you remember, I don't know if you guys, but in Texas, uh, it was hard. A lot of the pharmaceutical places stopped selling that stuff because even when you look at the death certificate for someone that was executed, it says manner and cause of death, it says homicide because it's not a natural death. It's not it's not a natural death. So it does say on the death certificate, uh, cause and manner of death is homicide. So I don't give a shit about his brain scan. I don't care. I didn't understand why they put the speech therapist up there. I didn't give a shit. She was his teacher when he was what, in middle school? Elementary, middle school. He was living with his grandparents. The grandfather, just wanted Tanner's behavior to change. The grandmother, was really trying to help Tanner, but when the mother would be there, I don't care. I don't care. He's a murderer, an admitted murderer, and a rapist, which he didn't rape that little girl, but he did two others. So I don't care. I just don't care. So that's been pissing me off listening to this testimony. And then we have this oh my God. I don't know if you guys have, I'm sure you guys have seen it by now, but the autopsy report that was released for Celeste has really, so TMZ was correct. Um they were absolutely correct. They were correct on this young girl's autopsy report. Okay? The medical examiner clearly states in this autopsy report that Celeste, 15-year-old female, Celeste Abigail Rivas Hernandez, was found dismembered in a state of decomposition inside of a car trunk on September 8th, 2025. Hi, Sharari. Good morning. Yeah. And when the prosecutor asked the speech therapist, is his autism the cause for him committing this murder? She goes, oh, that has nothing to do with it. I'm like, so why the fuck are we putting her on the stand? Why are we putting her on the stand? I need to get this bigger. And I keep telling you guys, I don't understand what has happened to my Restream, I have no idea. I'm gonna have to play around in here because I don't know how to control this shit anymore. Okay. So it states that the autopsy examination was limited by extensive post-mortem changes. There are two penetrating wounds of the torso with smooth edges that may represent sharp force injuries. So when they said that it penetrated the intercostal spaces, that's the spaces between your ribs, okay? The wound on the upper abdomen penetrates the liver, and the wound on the left chest penetrates one of the left intercostal spaces, which is between the ribs or adjacent to the ribs. The left lung appears intact. So, did he use a sword? And when I saw the video on romantic homicide, I remember Amber sent me that video. And then he auctioned off this bloody shirt. Now, was that real blood? Who bought that shirt? Can we find it? Can we examine this shirt to see if it's Celeste Rivas's blood? Oh, I'm talking about David, and I was talking about Athena Strand um, with the Tanner Horner trial. Well, the penalty phase that's been going on for a month after he pleaded guilty, and we're still going through the penalty phase. We should have just had the damn trial. Celeste Rivas is California. She is California. So then they're saying that the bilateral upper and lower extremities show full thickness dismemberment. Multiple other skin and soft tissues defects are present within apparent associated internal injuries. But here's the thing. You remember with Casey Anthony? Now, the cause and manner of death states homicide, but they can't tell you how she died. We know there was a see, this case is going to be really, I think they're going to try to pull another Karen Reed, but I didn't realize they had three grand jury, um, three grand jurors, one in December, November, and then the last one was in February. So, hi, not my real name. So his defense team, I forgot what's her name, Burke. I think his attorney's name is Burke, which I thought was weird because Blair Burke is his attorney. That's her name. Blair Burke is his attorney. Um, they're behind the eight ball right now. Hi, shit show. I saw you went live too. I haven't watched that live. Good morning. But I hear you're being blamed for Jen porn bombing Deadly. How dare you make her do that shit show, HC? How dare you? So there was, and it said postpartum toxicology on liver tissue shows the presence of a low level of ethanol, which that can come from decomposition, which may be due to postmortem. There it is, and does not appear to be contributory to the cause of death. Given the history and circumstances as currently known by me in sitting on the setting of findings by examination, ancillary studies, and in absence of other definitive causes of death, the cause of death is multiple penetrating injuries. Manner of death is classified. It was a baby as homicide. Homicide. Now we hear that the parents, like the mother, not the parents, the mother said that, she had disappeared, she had came home, and then she left again. And so she really wasn't worried. You knew where your daughter was. You knew where your daughter was. Okay. So when they said that she was dismembered, I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe that this car had been parked and moved all around and no one smelled this. So again, she could have been frozen because she had two fingers that were missing. Her left eye is gone. Oh, left eye. Pain. I've been in Southeast Asia since January. Thailand lost battle. Oh, I hope your dad will be okay. What's wrong with Pan's dad? Hold on. Shirori, I hope you had a great trip. What's wrong with Payne's dad? What did I miss? Oh, I wish. I'm so jealous. I've been tied up taking care of my dad. No vacations in sight for me anytime soon. Oh, Payne, I'm going to pray for you and your father. I'm so sorry. I missed that. I missed that. I'm so sorry. I was reading this autopsy report. So, my question is, was this young girl frozen? Because the last time they saw her was April 23rd. It's what I think was it April 13th or April 23rd. She was found in September. If you live in California, God knows I visited California enough over the years, and I'm talking about since the 90s. The days are hot as shit. The nights are cool. It depends where you're at. Rosemead, Oceanside, San Diego, San Francisco, you've got cool nights. If you're in Bakersfield, you don't have cool nights, okay? Not at all. Oh, damn, you got me. Happy birthday, my baby. Cindy, could you drop your link in the chat? Because I understand that you're going to go live today, and drop your link for everybody, please. So my thing is, was she actually frozen? Because there is no way. Charlie, I heard that this morning on Blocky Bars. I was listening. Um, was she frozen? Because there's no way your body is there since April. We're talking what? April, what? May, June, July, August, 5, 6 months. 5, 6 months. Cindy, you know you guys are always welcome to drop your channel links. They're saying that she had hardware present. So I'm taking her hardware is going to be her braces. She probably had braces on her teeth. Because when they said orthodontic hardware present and in place on upper and lower teeth, I'm taking that to be braces. It's not my birthday, Louisiana. That's the thing between me and Cindy. And George, and we always say happy birthday. So that's just the thing that we do. It's not my birthday. My birthday is in February. Um, her liver mortis was indetectable. She had the rigor mortis was absent. Her skin color had changed. Let's see. The head is partially skeletized, okay, and absent left eye. There is no liquefaction of the soft tissues. Okay, she had discoloration. He said the order in which the injuries are described is descriptive for purposes only and is not intended to imply the sequence of injuries. A medical examiner diagrams are not intended to be facsimiles, nor are they drawn to scale. They said the wound tract has an approximate depth of 1 to 1.5 inches. They said involving the right abdomen, 21 inches below the top of the head and 1 inch right of midline, is a 1/4 inch length penetrating wound with smooth edges. The wound is oriented in the 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock directions. Ooh, she was hit like, ooh. So were there two people involved? There was an entrance to the lateral left lower chest, 15 inches below the top of the head, and 6 inches left of midline is a 9/16 inch penetrating wound with smooth edges. I'm thinking they had a sword or a knife. A sword or a knife. Was this little girl frozen? Was she frozen? Then, when the car was towed, my thing is, why haven't you? Well, I understand they did pull video from around the neighborhood. Who was the last person you saw moving this car around? Because allegedly, after she was killed, he went to New York and did a concert. Or was it Coachella? Yeah, well, he was in New York and he did Coachella as well. What the hell happened to this little girl? When TMZ first put it out, the sheriff was saying it was a lie. They moved to have the autopsy sealed. They didn't want this information out there. But she was found in two different bags in the front trunk. Her head was severed. What the fuck? I'm thinking she had to be frozen. There was fecal matter in her loma, which is, she hadn't used the bathroom and shit. There was evidence of traumatic injury. This autopsy report, um, let's see, volume of color or urine. There was no urine. Her bladder was empty. She had other urinary tract findings, severe post-mortem changes noted. Also present and not engaged without emetrial lesions. So her uterus was intact. Her vagina had no lesions. Ovaries and fallopian tubes appropriate for her age. Breast tissue, no lesions. They said other female reproductive tract findings, severe postmortem changes noted. And then we hear that he was sleeping with a couple of other underage girls, and then to find out the prosecutors are now saying that there was child pornography on his phone. Let me, okay, let me just assess this. There's a grand jury investigation that we all heard about. I didn't know about the one in December. I knew about the one they were talking about November. So they didn't get a no bill. So meaning the grand jury didn't think they had enough evidence to arrest him or to indict him. Okay. So then they get another grand jury. Comes back a no bill. They did the same thing in February. No bill. So the cops went out and arrested him to force the prosecutor to force the prosecutor's hand. So when I hear three grand juries, I knew but two. One, sorry, I knew but one. So that means they came back with a no bill, meaning there's not enough to indict this man. But you go out, the cops go out to force your hand. And now you know there's a grand jury investigation going on. You know Neo went before the grand jury and he was singing like he was singing on stage. You don't get rid of this damn phone. You don't burn this bitch. If you don't have the phone, they can't get it from the iCloud. But they find a significant amount of child pornography on your phone. Was your phone already tapped? Then you have this one guy who was in and out the house who was working with the police, giving them all this evidence. I think they're going to have a problem with this case. 3 grand juries and no bills, no indictment. Now, the district attorney that's going to handle this, is Beth Silverman, is her name. So they're saying that they got the images when they did a warrant was executed on his phone and his iCloud account. You dumb, well, Okay, if it's in the cloud, it's going to be there. It wouldn't be under my name. This shit is crazy. You know that they're looking for you. So I went, oh, I forgot what I was going to do. I was supposed to be looking for his, hold on, let me stop sharing this. I wanted to pull up his, when he was in court, because he was in an orange jumpsuit. Um, I wanted to pull that up and I forgot. So I want to know, let me see. When he was in court, I don't want the whole hour and 16 minutes. Because they did, so they're back in court on May 1st, okay? They're back in court on May 1st. They're doing a preliminary hearing. Blair Burke is telling them that she hasn't gotten all the evidence that she needs and that they're withholding stuff from her. My whole thing, and then I saw a video where he was at a meet and greet, okay? And some girl walked up to him and you can see that he was um like he took, because she looked so much like Celeste, and she did. Let me share this screen with you. I'm just okay. He's 20 years old. So when did he meet Celeste? I think she was what, 12, 13 when he first met her. She was 12 or 13 when he first met her. Okay. I'm trying to get this right. Okay. And I want to make this bigger. Okay. There we go. And let's go here. Ooh, Watch Your Crazy is live. Okay. So let's listen to this.
Continuing to follow developments in the case against the singer David, arrested last week, charged and pleading not guilty to the murder of an Inland Empire teenager. Today, prosecution court presented new disturbing evidence regarding child pornography.
David Anthony Burke appeared in court in an orange
So
jumpsuit.
just so you know, the judge is not allowing cameras in the courtroom. Although this is not federal, they're saying that he may have federal charges coming soon. But she's not allowing cameras in the court. So the hence the but at his bail hearing, cameras were in the court, and I'm going to show you that.
Described as stoic, slumped in a chair, looking directly at the judge and mumbling the single word, yeah, when asked if he agreed to a specific date. This is the second appearance in court this week for the singer known as David, seen here on Monday when he was arraigned in downtown LA for the murder of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. That day, her family was in court. Today, they were not, when prosecutors revealed the 21-year-old accused of killing their 14-year-old daughter possessed a, quote, significant amount of child sex abuse images on an iCloud account that belonged to him.
Now, what they're not saying, if this was Celeste, they're not saying if it was Celeste that was in these videos. Hi, KK. Happy belated birthday, girl. They're not saying if this was Celeste in these videos or pictures. They're just saying that he had a significant amount of child sex.
Citing the sensitivity of the images involving children, a judge denying cameras in court as the proceedings continue. David has pleaded not guilty. His attorneys, who vowed to, quote, vigorously defend his innocence, seen leaving court today after asking for a preliminary hearing when a judge will decide if there's enough evidence to move forward with the trial, to be held within the next week.
Usually the defense likes to put things off, gives them more time to prepare. But sometimes, as in this case, I think the defense attitude is, all right, you think you got our guy, bring it on.
For now, David held
You know what, KK? I didn't put that together till you said it. April 23rd is your birthday and Savage's birthday. Guys, wish Savage and KK a happy, happy, happy birthday. And I was supposed to be putting up a post on my community tab, but I've just been My lips and stuff are going down. I told you I had a bad allergy. Well, I had an allergic reaction to, don't know what the fuck it was, but my lips look like I had them ejected, and they've gone down now. And so now there's a lot of chapping, and I actually went out and bought Vaseline. Was it last week to keep putting on them because, yeah.
Bail remaining behind bars. The Lake Elsinore family of Celeste Rivas, according to their attorney, are in, quote, profound emotional pain after autopsy findings left them devastated by the, quote, horrible and gruesome death of their daughter by sharp force injuries exactly 1 year ago today. Her dismembered body not found until September 7th of last year inside a Tesla registered to David Anthony Burke. The discovery made the day after what would have been Celeste's 15th birthday.
Now that's sad. The day after her 15th birthday. So again, with that California sun, this shit is crazy. Okay, so again, her body was found in September. It's still hot as hell. What is wrong with my... Okay. I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on. Her body was found in September because of the smell. So when the car was towed, did you smell it then? That car was being moved around that neighborhood. Why? He said the car was stolen. Okay. When was the car stolen? Why wasn't it reported? Who was the last person to drive the car? Who was seen driving the car? They've got cameras all around that neighborhood. You're in the Hollywood Hills. There's cameras everywhere. So where did he store her body? When she was killed, supposedly the last day she was seen was April 23rd. He went on tour where he went to New York. Where was her body at? They said that he had bought this thing as an incinerator, then probably figured there was too many people in and out the house. Now we know he didn't dismember her in the house if there's people in and out the house all the time. We know he didn't do that. So did he actually take the body someplace? Did he actually go into the desert and dismember her? Did someone help him? There's so many questions here. My thing is, you had 3 grand jury and no bill. No bills. How are we going to prove that he did this? How are we going to prove he did this? That's my thing with this whole case. So, okay, I'm going to show you this, and I have another video, and then I'm going to get out of here. Louisiana, I don't know if you're going live today or not. I know Selfie is going live, and yeah, it's a Tesla, the front trunk. The front trunk. I want to know, why wasn't that body discovered earlier? This is California. It's hot as shit out there. You're not going to tell me no one smelled. They're jogging by there all the time. You smell something odd. And if she was frozen, okay, if she was frozen for a period of time before the bags were put in the trunk, why didn't you just drive the fucking car and drive it off a cliff? Push it off a cliff. Why? I'm just trying to help you here.
It's an arrest months in the making, as Bobby Jo Etzel was escorted into court in Wilkes-Barre, facing charges for allegedly murdering her niece, 14-year-old Lanaya Clark.
Justice, of course, is not measured by speed, but by results.
At Wilkes-Barre Police Headquarters, top law enforcement officials walked through the extensive investigation step by step. They first investigated it as a missing persons case, then a death investigation, and finally a homicide.
This case involves a devastating loss of life, and not just any life. I think it affects us all differently when we see the loss of a child.
We keep talking about protecting our kids from strangers. We've seen so many cases, and we're going to talk about that Louisiana case where this guy killed 8 kids, and then the cops killed him in Shreveport. He ran to Bossier City, and there was a shootout. This man had went around a school and was shooting up a school and got a slap on the wrist. I don't want to hear about the mental health. I don't want to hear about all of that shit no more. I really don't. Your mental health. I don't want to hear none of that.
Child, in this case, a young girl who thrived despite a disability. In all ways, an everyday, average, rebellious teen living her life day by day. Adopted by parents who loved her and betrayed by certain family members.
The teen, who is deaf, went missing back on January 17th. Her body found more than a month later behind a garage on Thayer Street in South Wilkes-Barre. Police now determining that the girl, known as Lala, was with her biological aunt, Bobby Jo Etzel, during the time she was missing, despite an active protection from abuse order.
Days before she's murdered, the defendant believes she might go.
So she had an active protection order. Exactly, Sassy. Why was she with her biological aunt when she had an active protective abuse order? Don't understand that.
Go to jail because she is in violation of the PFA. I think we need to understand that these are not normal people. The response to the potential to going to jail for violating a PFA is to return a child to her parents, not to murder her.
Investigators believe the teen was tied up and locked in a closet for days before she was killed. Etzel then allegedly dumped her body a few days later.
While I was being restrained and held in a closet, kept without food, made to use a bucket for a bathroom, yelled at and mocked by her biological aunt.
She's deaf. You're yelling at a deaf person. What is she going to hear? Nothing. What is she going to hear? Nothing. So instead of returning her to her adoptive parents, because you were in a violation of a PFA order, you murdered her. Really? This is what we do. Okay.
Who approaches her from behind, holds a plastic bag over her head until her life is extinguished.
Despite loud calls for justice and criticism of the investigation by the public and Clark's adoptive family, officials say they've worked tirelessly in this case, and this arrest is the first step towards justice for Lala.
While the detectives were working diligently on this case, falsehoods were being spread about their work online. Today is proof that the desperate and vitriol posted, shared on social media, the detectives persevered to bring the truth surrounding this horrible tragedy to light.
Etzel has been arraigned on homicide, kidnapping, and abuse of a corpse charges in this case. Authorities say the investigation is still ongoing and there are people still under investigation.
Her whole family
we are getting more
under investigation.
We are getting more details about that deadly mass shooting out of Louisiana. 8 children were killed on Sunday. Police say Shamar.
That was one little boy. I think it was a little boy, or was it a girl? Somebody helped them to get on the roof to get away from the shooting. He was shot on the roof and remained there until his body, I think it's a him, till his body was removed.
Elkins, the father of 7 of those children.
Yep, look at him. Hold on, let's go back and look at Elkins again. So look at him. Look at him. He killed 7 of his kids and a cousin. Because he had 8, he had 8 kids? but I think one of them was a cousin. Look at him. I don't know who would reproduce with that. I know, girl, I thought about you. I thought about you.
Father of 7 of those children is responsible. They say Elkin also shot his wife and another woman before he was killed by police. Investigators are
and because the wife was divorcing him, but the wife divorcing him, he has a girlfriend. You're gonna go and take out every goddamn body. Evil eyes.
Describing the crime as a domestic violence incident.
NBC's Ryan Chandler joins us now from Shreveport, Louisiana. Ryan, what can you tell us about what happened, what we know, and what do we know about the gunman?
Well, one of the more concerning revelations about the gunman, Kate, is that he was a convicted felon. Authorities saying they're now trying to figure out how he came into possession of the 2 firearms they say he used in this attack. Given a criminal history that would preclude.
Let's just stop this. When have we known a convicted felon to go to a gun store or Walmart and buy a gun? Never, ever, that I can remember, because they run you. And depends on a weapon that you're buying. Now, if you're buying like a rifle, you can probably leave the store with it that day, but a handheld gun, they're going to run you. Yep, and he has another woman that's pregnant. Exactly.
Legal ownership. I asked police more about this yesterday. They told me that in 2019, he was convicted of illegal use of a weapon for discharging a handgun near a school zone. And that would mean that he cannot legally possess the handgun or the rifle-style pistol they say he used to kill 8 children in this house behind me, 7 of them his own children, the other cousin of those siblings. It's just an incomprehensible act that has local leaders here renewing an urgent conversation about the need to tackle domestic violence. Here's a bit of what they said today.
8 innocent children losing their lives as a result of domestic violence.
Really?
There are no words
Louisiana,
that can
I
fully
didn't know
capture
that.
the depth of this loss.
We don't have all of the answers, but you can rest assured.
I love her glasses.
That the work that we started will continue, and we will fight this on behalf of this family.
A lot of mourning, but also a lot of conviction in this community. They just begin to grieve sense of what happened.
Yeah, and Ryan, what are we learning about the 8 children killed and the women injured in the shooting rampage?
Well, Clay, you see the memorial that is growing behind me. This is the scene of the crime, that house there. And all morning, people who say that they are relatives of the victims and pastors have been coming by to lay balloons and stuffed animals. Remember, these were children ages 3 to 11 years old. I was speaking with some people who said that they're the aunts, uncles, cousins of these victims, and they remember them as obviously sweet. Did something like this, something so shocking would happen. So you see the love that they're pouring out for his children now, as the children's mother and one other woman are still fighting for their lives in the hospital tonight.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch.
This is just completely. So, with that being said, now he was ex-military, which he never saw any type of battle. He never went overseas or anything else. That's what I thought. That's what I thought, that somebody was going to pay for those funerals. That's what I thought. So we have, hold on. So let me show you this one last one right here. This is sad. This is really, really sad. And here we go.
Behind the eyes, no soul, NPC, non-player character. He didn't have one.
A daycare owner who knew Shamar Elkins looked into his eyes one day and saw nothing there.
And that's what I see right now. I see nothing. Nothing there. If I would have met this man on the street, I would have steered clear of him because there's something in his eyes. Well, there's nothing in his eyes. There's an absence of a soul or anything else.
Not anger, not sadness, not the face of a man about to do something unthinkable. Nothing.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the youngest. And look at this. He had pictures of them for Easter. He took the morning before he did the shooting, he took the oldest daughter out for a father and daughter day.
Nothing. Dead behind the eyes, she said. Nothing behind the eyes. She saw it. She felt it. She remembered it. And on April 19th, 2026, when she heard what had happened on West 79th Street in Cedar Grove, she understood what she had been looking at. She was not the only one who saw something. A neighbor saw him on her security camera. A close friend felt the weight of what was coming in the posts he was putting up online. A family member knew the marriage was ending. A man named Tory Brown was about to lose 8 parts of himself before the sun came up on a Sunday morning. And a community was about to bury children who never got their summer. This is not the story of what Shamar Elkins did. That story has been told. This is the story of the people he left behind. The neighbors, the friends, the family. The community that is still living inside April 19th and trying to find a way out. This is what Cedar Grove sounds like when the cameras stop rolling and the grief is still there. Before we go any further, I want to ask you something. Have you ever looked at someone in your life and felt that something was wrong? Humiliation that the individual fixates on until suicide cases, he said, that pathway.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That man is the father of the cousin. Yep. But look, he took her out. He put a video up on Facebook of him and his daughter going out, father-daughter day.
It often begins with a grievance, a breakup, a custody dispute, a perceived humiliation that the individual fixates on until it becomes the center of his thinking. He stops trying to resolve it and starts feeding it. He builds a narrative where he is the victim and the people around him are responsible. The daycare owner did not know the language of behavioral analysis, but she knew what she saw. Dead behind the eyes. She saw the end of the pathway before anyone else. Thought to look for it.
Life, never got a chance to experience life. Never got a chance to be out here to be happy during the summertime because they're gone over ignorance.
When you lose 8 people you love before sunrise on a Sunday morning, you do not get to grieve in a normal way. There is no roadmap for what happens to the people left behind when something like this occurs. No guidebook for how to process the kind of loss that does not have a name because nothing in the language of grief was built to hold it. A close friend of the family described what April 19th had done to them in the days after. This is a horrible experience. They have not been able to sleep. There is no appetite. The morning keeps coming back. The details keep surfacing. The name...
See it tore down now. I don't want to, I don't want this... I don't want to look at this anymore.
That house is still standing, still there on that street, still visible to every person who drives past it in Cedar Grove. He wants it demolished. He does not want to see it anymore. He does not want it to exist on that street as a monument to the worst morning his family has ever lived through. And then he said something that stopped everything. Shaniqua's mother also died in a similar incident about 20 years ago.
Yep. It's sad. Because, they already lived that, and now they reliving it all over again. But this time, it's dealing with them,
This is sad.
They went through the same trauma that their mother went through.
This family has been here before, not on this scale, not 8 children. But this family knows what it is to lose someone to this kind of violence. Shaniqua Pugh grew up in a home that already understood this grief. She was a child herself when her mother was taken this way. And now, as an adult, as a mother, as a woman who survived a bullet to her face, she is being asked to carry the weight of it again. 2 generations, the same family, the same kind of violence, 20 years apart.
Exactly.
That is not a coincidence. That is a pattern. And it is a pattern that nobody in any system designed to prevent this kind of violence ever connected before April 19th gave it 8 more victims. Councilman James Green stood at the vigil and said something that the community needed to hear. He said, "America, Louisiana, Shreveport is taking the lead on domestic violence today.
America, Shreveport, Louisiana, is taking the lead on domestic violence."
He said Louisiana. Okay, is he from Louisiana? Because we don't say Louisiana. It's Louisiana. Louisiana.
Today. Not tomorrow, but today.
Children personally were there because Cedar Grove does not grieve alone, and Shreveport does not grieve alone, and Louisiana does not grieve alone. Kimberlyn Jackson attended the vigil and said what most of the people standing there were feeling. It just makes you take your children and hug them and hold them and tell them how much you love them. A 10-year-old boy named DeMar-J Johnson attended the vigil and every person who heard them. The uncle who wants a building erased from the earth because the earth should not have to hold it anymore. The family that has carried this grief before and is carrying it again. These are the people of Cedar Grove. They saw something coming. They felt it in ways they did not have words for.
Nope, he doesn't have that.
And they were not equipped with the tools or the systems or the resources to stop it before it arrived. Councilman Grayson Boucher said in the days after...
But you know what? They always say that when you're finalizing or when you're leaving is the worst time. I don't know how he didn't see that his wife was going to divorce him when he had a girlfriend who was pregnant. You went in a house where these kids were sleeping and you started shooting. That little boy was put on a roof. I think it was the little boy. And he was still shot and killed. And his body laid there until they came and removed him. This is sick. So, and then we find out that the day after, or well, this past week, there was a shooting at the mall. Well, not a shooting. There was it wasn't a shooting. I forgot what we call it. At the Mall of Louisiana. And it was an active shooter. So they had shut down all kind of stuff there. And then they found somebody that was planning on doing a mass shooting at the, is it Essence, Louisiana? Active shooter. Hold on. Louisiana Mall. And I was like, what the fuck? So then they just arrested someone because, let me see, at the Mall of Louisiana. Hold on. Let me share this with you. I'm like, what is going on in Louisiana? I know, I thought Norfolk was bad.
Let me know when y'all are ready.
Yep, in Baton Rouge, because I used to go to that mall. And my niece is in that mall all the time. She doesn't live too far from there.
Good. All right. Just to recap, 1:22 this afternoon, officers were dispatched here, reference to shots being fired inside the Mall of Louisiana in the food court area. Immediate law enforcement response, along with medical services, were able to get the situation under control and transport victims to local area hospitals very quickly. To correct some information that was put out earlier, we have 5 victims at one area local hospital, one of which right now we can confirm is deceased. 1 is in surgery, and 3 have minor injuries. We have another victim at a different area hospital with very minor injuries. So 6 total victims.
You worked on Essence Land.
We are still asking for all of the help from the community. Any videos that you have, cell phone videos, Crime Stoppers tips, please keep them coming in. Keep these families in your prayers, especially the deceased victim. I can also report
when you're coming out of Texas, and when you're out of Texas and when you come across that bridge, you get to Baton Rouge, the Mall of Louisiana, that big ass mall is right there. My niece lives maybe 5-6 minutes away from there. She just did a video on TikTok, 2 weeks ago. She was in the Mall of Louisiana. And I used to go there
now that we have 5 suspects in custody. We have 5 suspects in custody. This is still an ongoing investigation. We're still looking for more people that may be involved. We're not going to answer any questions right now. We're going to be breaking down this crime scene probably within the next 30 minutes or an hour tops, and be able to give more updates as they come available from Baton Rouge Police Department headquarters. And we'll be able to give you some more information. Just very recently, we got those 5 people in custody, and we'll be able to share some more information as that unfolds. Let the mayor say a few words, but again, no questions right now.
I want to thank all our agencies. This is what response time is supposed to look like. These are champions, and lives are actually saved from this. But as the chief said, 5 are in custody, and I'll repeat myself again. If you're going to act like this in Baton Rouge and you're going to do these things, you're going to be caught. And I want to thank the people. People are starting to talk now. I want to thank the people who contacted Crime Stoppers and the people who had the video and the people that have the evidence. God bless you.
Thank y'all very much. We'll be with y'all just within an hour. Just give us a little bit longer.
Can you give us the age ranges?
I will say there is no unification center. That was some stuff that was being reported. There's no unification center here. All victims were transported to local area hospitals. There's no unification center here, and we're about to open all of this up, and there will be no longer anybody here.
You just repeat that first part again, the 5 went at the hospital.
So we have 5 victims at one hospital, 1 deceased, 1 that is undergoing surgery, 3 with minor injuries, and 1 at another hospital with very minor injuries.
See how that's confusing. How many total victims?
6 victims.
We heard there was an argument that began this.
So there you have it. This is what's going on in Louisiana. So again, tomorrow I will be live with Debbie. We're going to go through the housewives. I'm going to do a recap on Platteville. I'm going to talk about my conversation I had with Lydia Grace, which I had that conversation last Saturday. She and I were on the phone for almost 2 hours, and Lydia Grace is Olivia's sister. So we will be discussing that tomorrow. That is why I live most northern where there is no malls. I heard you say that you're like 30 minutes from a mall or a shopping center or whatever. So again, I want to say thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. And I'm going to see you guys around in somebody's chat. I don't know if Paula's going live. I know Selfie's going to go live. And the one Beauty by KK. Hi, my baby. Hi, sweetie. Oh, okay, so you're going live tomorrow? Paula, when are you going? Wait a minute. Okay, I've missed something. Gotta go, everybody. Yep, everybody have a great Saturday. I have some errands to run, which I was supposed to be doing those during the week, but you live 55 miles from malls. God damn. You're really up there. I'm going to go, and I think I'm going to, I cooked something the other day, but I did steaks 2 days in a row, but I think today I'm going to cook. I haven't really cooked, so I'm going to cook something today. And I will definitely see you guys later. KK, I have caught your replay. And I did hear about the naked on screen, but until I saw it on yours, please call me, because you were supposed to call me the other day. Well, not the other day, like a month ago, you were supposed to call me. And I don't know what your work schedule is, so just give me a call. But I appreciate you guys being here. I'm still here. I've just been, like I said, I've had a really bad few months, and I'm trying to get myself back together. No, you're welcome. I'm glad you were here, Paula. And I will see you guys later. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Bye, guys. Have a great Saturday.